What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel or back to the channel, whatever your situation is. I'm Brian with Xact IT and Cybersecurity. Welcome to another ransomware video. We're going to talk about and bring to you what my threat intelligence team has put together today. And I wasn't able to come on yesterday. So we'll talk about the the companies that are dealing with ransomware attacks that have appeared on ransomware dark web leak sites in the last 36 hours or so since I posted the last video. The idea here being to give people a perspective of how prevalent these cyber attacks are. We only hear about the ones that are in the news, and just a quick scan in the news. I see something about Fortinet out there confirming a data breach after a hacker claims to steal 440 gigabytes of files off of a SharePoint server. That's a big deal. We don't know what's in that data set, but that's that's hitting some news outlets. That's out there. And we also heard about the data breach at Infosys McCamish that leaked confidential information belonging to TIAA clients. So these are the data breaches and attacks that are in the news right now for the most part, that have come out in the same time frame that I'm looking at with this dark web leak information. So you're going to see that there's significantly more going on the dark web on this video and companies that are being attacked. I have them listed in the description. My team will eventually get through and update the description and other things that are going on with these events. But as of right now, we have the companies that we're going to talk about in this video listed. So you can check those out right there. But let's start talking about who has been listed on the dark web leak sites of these ransomware groups since yesterday, 9/12/2024, September 12th, 2024. We're going to talk about a little bit of those ones from then, and then today, the 13th of September. It's only about 11 a.m. here in the East Coast, so there'll probably be a lot more that show up today. But this is what we have as of right now. And you know what? Before I start talking, I'm just going to refresh my report here and see if there's anything new. And let's get going with it. So we have we have Hunter's ransomware group. Their dark web leak site has several ransomware hits. And we're going to cover those right now. These 4 companies have been hit and listed on the Hunter's dark web leak site. Now, remember, we're getting this information from cybercriminals. We have not verified this information with the companies. A lot of times these companies don't even know that they have an issue because it's not necessarily ransomware that they're dealing with, or they just haven't turned on or went to the system that has the ransomware message on it. We've seen it, just so to give you some perspective, like we've seen ransomware groups deploy ransomware and companies not realize that they've had a problem for several days just because nobody tried to access that information or that data until 2 or 3 days after they actually encrypted it. And it's when employees and users try to open files and things like that, that when they don't open, then they start to look into it and start to go, oh, wow, like we can't open anything on this server or on this drive or whatever the hackers got to and encrypted. A lot of times it plays out that way. So it could be that some of these companies just don't know that they've been hit yet. And there are instances where companies get listed. A lot of times they're just misidentified by these cyber criminal groups. Again, they're operating out of foreign countries. They don't know the lay of the land as well. So sometimes when these companies get hit, information is noticed, or hackers see something that makes them believe that they've infiltrated a certain organization. This happened with the Federal Reserve recently. This happened with Apple in the past, where they hit a company that they work with, but they didn't hit that company or that organization directly. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I am I am live right now. So if you have any questions or you want to know anything, if I see it, I'll try to address it as I'm streaming here. But the Hunters Ransomware Group, they've gotten 4 companies in the last 24 hours. We have VIcom Corporation, which is a technology company. It's listed as a technology company. According to Hunters, they have exfiltrated data and they have encrypted data. The other important thing to remember with these dark web leak sites is a lot of times these companies are only listed if they are not actively negotiating with the group. If there's somebody actively negotiating with the group, a lot of times they take these publications that they put on their dark web leak sites down, or they don't publish any more information or release any more data if the company is negotiating, or a lot of times if they pay, they take them down as well. So just so you know how all this works, why I say that, why I point that out is because while I'm pointing out the companies that we have in our threat intelligence report here at Xact, I'm also making you aware that companies that are actively negotiating or have already paid the ransom, we're not talking about those. So again, the goal here is to give everybody a clearer picture of how prevalent this is. So I just want you to know this and have this information that not every company that gets hit by a ransomware group ends up on these dark web leak sites. Just like I say, they don't end up in the news. So VIcom Corporation, we also have Archcon. They are in the construction industry. They are only dealing with a data exfiltration event, according to our team. They are not dealing with encrypted data. So if you have any questions on what that is, I talk about it a lot on this channel and on my podcast. What these groups are doing today to extort companies without deploying ransomware in their environment. There are quite a few threats to businesses related to non-ransomware types of events that cause a lot of damage. And if you don't know what they are, reach out to us. We'll fill you in. HB Construction, they are also a US-based company dealing with a ransomware event with Hunters. They actually do have encrypted data and exfiltrated data. They are also in the construction industry. And then a third company in the construction industry, Associated Building Specialties. Ransomware group Hunters has also said that they have taken data from this organization, but there's no indication that they are dealing with a ransomware event at this time. So just checking things out. Nobody's hitting up the chat. Appreciate you. If you're watching live here, please remember to like the video and drop any questions or comments you have in the chat. Appreciate it. So moving right along, we have Ransomware Hub. They have quite a few companies under attack right now as well. They are right now, they have currently one that I'm seeing in my report on Southeastern Retina. They are Southeastern Retina Associates is a specialized medical practice. Obviously, that tells us they're in the healthcare field, focusing on diagnostic and treatment of retinal, and I'm not even going to read these words because I can't. With a team of experienced ophthalmologists, the company offers advanced care for conditions such as macular degeneration. I'm not reading these eye things. It's irrelevant to what's going on here. So if you want to learn about this company, you can visit them at southeasternretina.com. But they're dealing with a ransomware attack by Ransom Hub. Ascend Analytics is a technology company founded in 2002. Unfortunately, today they're dealing with a ransomware attack by the Lynx ransomware group. Kingsmill Resort, they are in the hospitality and tourism industry. They are located on the banks of America's founding river and nestled in the quaint luxury of Southern Virginia. Unfortunately, they are dealing with a killing ransomware group attack today, or actually that started yesterday, according to the report. And then we have a new group that I don't think I've talked about on the channel yet, and that is the Threem ransomware group. They have taken down a organization in the healthcare sector known as Brunswick Hospital Center, located in Amityville, Long Island, New York, and they are fully credited by the Joint Commission and licensed by the New York State Office of Mental Health. And it looks like they offer state-of-the-art program that focuses on the treatment of acute mental health issues. So another group here, another company here, taken down by this Threem ransomware group. A lot of sectors being affected right now. We're talking about technology, healthcare, construction. Now we have hospitality and tourism. It really doesn't matter what your business, your organization is in. You are a target for ransomware or some kind of extortion event like data exfiltration, as I mentioned earlier. Carpenter, McCadden, and Lane LLP. Unfortunately, as of yesterday, they are dealing with a ransomware group called Meow. And they are in the business services sector. They're a distinguished law firm renowned for its expertise in corporate law litigation and intellectual property. If you want to learn about them, you can check out, Google them, Carter, McCadden, and Lane LLP. It seems like they got a pretty well-rounded law firm here that is dealing with a ransomware event as of yesterday. I see somebody there asking if there's any banks. I'll be able to do something here in a minute with my system to tell me if there's any banks under attack. But let me just get through the content here that I have up on the screen, and then I'll check my sources for any banks or finance industry related sectors. Let me see here. So going back up, these organizations are out of the United States. We also have, we have Thornton Inc. here. I don't know if I covered these guys last time. I don't think I did, but they're dealing with Ransom Hub. They're a dynamic company specializing in innovative technology solutions and consulting services, custom software development, IT infrastructure management, and digital transformation strategies is what this company does. I don't know if they do cybersecurity or not, but they are dealing with Ransom Hub, and I've dealt with Ransom Hub before, and they let you know if you're not doing cybersecurity well or not in their ransom letter. So we'll find out. Ransom Hub is also has a technology company called Mechdyne, MECHDYNE.com. And they also specialize in advanced immersive and collaborative technology solutions. And they offer a range of services, including virtual reality, visualization systems, AV integrations, and IT services. They focus on the education, healthcare, and defense sector. So that's interesting. And this company is dealing with a ransomware hub ransom attack. We have Starr-Iva Water and Sewer District out of South Carolina. They're dealing with a Medusa ransomware attack today. So that is a public sector water and sewer district in South Carolina. We also have the Karakaya Group, and they were founded in I'm not going to cover them. That they're actually in Turkey. They're not in the US. My bad. And then we have a ransomware hub ransomware attack against a manufacturing company known as All American Poly. All American Poly is a company specializing in the production of polyethylene film and related products. Interesting. So that's it so far for the updates on the companies that have been hit since my last video covering companies that were listed on ransomware sites. Let me do a little digging here. Somebody was asking if there's any banks or anything. So I don't know if I can drive down to banks specifically, but I can probably get you more like financial services. So I don't see a whole lot in the financial services sector, to be honest with you. That's super new. I did talk about ICBC out in London on my video the other day. They're just dealing with a data exfiltration event, no ransomware. Not really seeing anything bank-wise in the financial services sector, I don't think. I'm seeing some CPA firms. Let me just double check and see if banks might be coming under retail for this report too. Let me just double check. Nope, a lot of financial service, financial planners, financial planning firms, CPAs. I got an Albany bank here, but they were hit at the end of August. That's the latest bank that I have with Lockbit 3.0. Still looking here. Got a lot of financial planners in the financial services world. So yeah, not a lot there. Let me check under retail real quick and see if they didn't slide them under there for some reason. Don't think we did that, but no, I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing anything under retail either, better banking related. No major banks. I'm not seeing anything there. So if you're seeing anything or you know of anything, let me know, and I can have my team kind of dig a little bit deeper. But other than that, I'm not seeing a lot of banking in the U.S. anyway. So again, there could be banks dealing with a ransomware attack and they're actively negotiating. We're just pulling information out of these dark web leak sites. So if banks are actively negotiating with these groups, usually they don't appear where we're pulling this data from. So that could be a thing too. But that's it for today. That's all the time I have. I appreciate everyone's support. I think we're heading to like several thousand. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers, which is really cool. So I appreciate the support. If there's anything you guys like to see me talk about on the channel, we talk about some sensitive subjects, so it's tough sometimes. You got to balance that with Google suppressing the content because of what you're talking about. So we can't do everything. I don't like doing hacking demos because they get suppressed. When we pull up dark web stuff on the screen, those videos get suppressed. So we're trying to get this content out there to everybody so people can be educated. So we have to take that into consideration when we do this kind of stuff, which is why I kind of do these live streams and just talk on screen. So if you need help with any of this stuff, links in the description. There's plenty of resources down for you, for you in the description to get help with anything that your business might need related to cybersecurity. I'm Bryan, Xact IT and Cybersecurity. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe out there.